What is up, Twitch, and welcome to the Raised Flaves Podcast Network. Woo! It is going to be another amazing show for you today. Holy moly, holy moly, holy Monday! Raised Flaves in the house. Holy moly. What's up, Original Alexa? What is up, J-Rob? What is up, everybody? Say hello to Guy Fong community as well joining us. This is going to be an amazing show, a collab between me and John Leung. It's going to be amazing. Happy. There you go. How happy are you with the test? Yes, a lot of you guys finishing up your test. J-Rob took her test for nail tech. She's an actual nail tech now, I believe, and she's done. I think she's got to do some state stuff, so it's gonna be awesome. Make sure to follow her or follow Original Alexa on TikTok and hit me and J-Rob up in my Discord as well. Yes. Hello to my guests. My guest today, my friends, is an amazing chef. I've been following his show. I've been watching the way he cooks. You guys know I love to eat. You can see from my belly, if you can see the belly, you can see the chickies. It's getting out of control. I eat so much, and I love cooking ever since COVID, being off of work and being home and just eating and indulging in what I really love to do, which when I want to just calm down and have a calm day after all the stress and the business and everything else that goes on all day, I like to just be in the kitchen by myself, doing my thing, cooking. And so I oftentimes find these great chefs like the chef we're going to have on tonight, and many chefs that I watch on Netflix, of course, all the barbecue guys. I've had some of the barbecue guys here in the studio as well, locally. So we've been doing a lot of stuff, and it's all about passion. So Guy Fong, if you're not used to this show, you've never heard of the Raised Flaves Podcast Network, this is a show about passion. So anything about art. If you're a painter and you like doing painting like my daughter does, if you like being a chef, a cook, that's art to me. Maybe I'm crazy, but when I look at a piece of plate, I call it a piece. It's a plate. The way my friend John plates his food is art to me. Anybody who's in business is an artist. Gordo's Barbecue in the house. What's up, Gordo's Barbecue? Gordo's is a great example of art. He's different. He's a barbecue guy, but his food's completely different from everybody else. We're going to have him at Young Nails Tech tomorrow for the OWC show as well. Thanks you for the shout out, J-Rob. Love that. So make sure you follow Gordo's as well. So anything with food, with painting, I've had guitar players here. Tonight, as a matter of fact, we're going to talk to John all the way till the 8 o'clock hour. And at the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to bring on, ladies and gentlemen, the Getty Boys are going to be here at the 8 o'clock hour, and they're going to blow us away with some new songs. You guys know that when I bring in these artists, these underground hip hop artists, or these new bands, they always bring the new stuff and they launch it right here on my show. All the new songs launch right here first on the show, and then you're able to get them on Spotify. A Raised Flaves exclusive as always, so make sure you check that out. It's going to be exciting. Yes. Always. Shout out from the mountaintops, Alexa. Love that. Well, without further ado, I want to introduce my guest. He's been on the Food Network. He's been on, he's a streamer as well. He's been on the first ever MasterChef. You guys know about MasterChef here in America. Well, guess what? They had to put MasterChef in Italy. They put MasterChef in Australia. And when they wanted to do Canada, they picked about 50 local cooks, and one of them was my guest, and he was also on Food Network Fire Masters, which we'll get into, from Calgary, Alberta. Please help me welcome my friend, Mr. Chef John Leung, to the show.
Good evening, everybody.
Absolutely, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Not a problem. Hey, it's Monday night, honestly. I got nothing to do. And not to say not today, but still, got nothing to do. Today's a nice, relaxing day, so it's not streaming today, so it's a good day. So you caught me. Monday's a really good day, honestly, and I also didn't have to go to work today. So.
Nice. We caught you on a perfect day then. Fantastic, fantastic. Well, once again, Chef John Leung from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. One of the first chefs to actually be on MasterChef Canada, and he's a streamer. We had a great conversation. Every time I talk to the guy, every time I'm on his stream, make sure you follow him. By the way, if you can do a shout out, J Rob, for his channel, make sure you follow him on Twitch, because this guy brings the energy. This is the lowest energy I've ever. This is the most relaxed John Leung I've ever seen in my life. This guy has so much energy on his show, so I'm glad he's calm. Like, I like to see him like this, because John he's intense. His show is intense. His show is fire. He's in the kitchen. He's cooking over here. He's looking at the tablet over here. He's got a full-blown studio show in his kitchen, and then the stuff you've seen on the MasterChef show is incredible. He brought the excitement to the show, so it's just the beginning for John Leung. John, how long have you been Twitching, you said, for?
Wow. Well, let's see. I'm trying to remember. The story kind of begins probably about 5 or 6 years ago. Honestly, when I first started, I wanted to. Let's actually start the easy answer as well too. I've been streaming since March of 2020 here. So this is
Okay.
It was literally just at the beginning of the pandemic, right?
Couple years.
This is when the pandemic started, but again, the whole story goes a little bit farther back. Do you want me to actually go straight into the story, or do you want me to wait, hold off on it?
You could take as long as you want and take your time.
Right. No worries. So seriously, honestly, no worries. And then when I first started, of course, so the story actually began probably about 5 or 6 years ago, when I really wanted to start showcasing what I was really all about. I was working at a farmer's market here in Calgary.
Oh.
This was probably about 6 or 7 years after MasterChef, right? So, I mean, and I was like, you know what? I want to work in the restaurants, but seriously, I mean, I'm around 40 years old now, honestly, and I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I don't know if I'd be able to work in the restaurant industry forever, right?
You're about 40.
You know, if you worked in the industry for a while, you kind of get as well too, right? You kind of get tired. You kind of get worn out. You get beat down.
Your back goes out, doesn't it?
Exactly, right? Your back definitely goes out because you're on your feet all day. You know what, honestly, it's just like, at the point, it's just like, you know what? But you know what? I didn't, and again, I was never a big game player or anything like that. So, and I did watch a lot of videos of people who like to play video games on YouTube. I didn't even actually really know that Twitch existed until probably around 2019. So that's when I was kind of doing my pre-streaming kind of thing. It was actually one of my old bosses who told me that, hey, I mean, if you want to start by producing content, how about you maybe start teaching people how to cook the dishes that we make on Twitch?
Your boss from the restaurant said that.
Exactly. Yeah, my boss at the restaurant.
That's awesome.
Farmers Market Food Booth said that, and then he said, "Yeah, you know what? Why not try it out?" Because apparently, and again, no shade to any of my fellow food streamers, but again, that may or may not still be streaming. Most of them are unfortunately not streaming anymore. They kind of did leave after the pandemic, but he was just saying that the quality and the level of food that was being made was not at the level that should be very good. And he said, you know what, John? If you go in there, you know what? You're going to fuck some shit up.
You would crush, yeah.
You know what? Dude. And you would crush the shit about it. And
Hell
you know what? Hey, we started back after the pandemic, and you know what? We've never looked back.
Dude, and you've got like 5,000 followers on Twitch?
About 4. We just crossed 4, but
nice.
I have about 2,000 on Insta, and then also I recently just started working on YouTube, so I haven't hit 100 there yet, and I haven't hit 100. I haven't hit 500 on TikTok yet, but those are 2 platforms I'm still working.
Are you just taking your full stream and uploading it to YouTube, or are you just doing micro content?
Micro content for now. So,
nice.
I do work at a grocery store, so I mean I'm working at a grocery store probably like 4 or 5 times a week. So I'm working about 32 to 40 hours a week. So, and then of course I'm doing all my streaming. So
sure.
After that, it doesn't give you a whole heck of a lot of time left to do anything else. So I mean, or either physical or mental energy. So, but I'm still trying to kind of work the way around. So kind of play, kind of like the dish the cards around and see, and then hopefully we'll get some more stuff on the like Mill Micro content on the other platforms too.
The chat wants to know what is your YouTube? Is it Chef John Leung?
Yes, all my platforms are the exact same name, Chef John Leung. I used to go under John Leung 888 because in Cantonese, which is my native language from southern China, 888 is a very lucky number, right? So it's like 8 is a lucky number, but you add three, you put 3 8s in front in a row, it's a very, very lucky number, right? But unfortunately, someone, I don't know who it is, and I'm not saying that person is still around. Someone took took it on Instagram.
Damn it.
For a while, it was just like trying to find ways to do it, and then finally adding like an underscore next to it. But it was just like, and honestly, there was one day where just like, and again, I only recently started using Chef John Leung, so probably about less than 6 months ago, right? So, you know what, honestly, I was just looking at all my platforms, and you know what, I was looking at it and saying, like, you know what, this one sore thumb sticking here, that is the one and only that needs an underscore after my username. And you know what, I said, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna change it wholesale straight across the board, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, do it all at once. And you know what, honestly, I think it's worked out so far.
Oh yeah, it's perfect. It's consistent. Because a lot of people have,
very consistent.
It's the opposite, where they couldn't find it. Like they had it on Twitch, but then they go to YouTube and they can't get it because somebody else has it. And then they got like 3 different things, and it's like, oh, mix it. Yours is at least Chef John Leung, Chef John Leung, Chef John Leung. All of them say the same thing. It's easy to find. I just found it, and I put it in the chat for you guys so you can follow him as well on YouTube. There you go. There's the link. Fantastic. It's awesome. It's awesome. Did you, we were talking about, so that's crazy that your boss said that to get on Twitch, because right now you can go on and you can see some pretty good chefs. You're on there. My friend Chef PLR is on there from Canada. Do you know Chef PLR?
Chef PLR. I don't think I've heard of that name yet.
Dude, you should check that guy out. He's on like Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and he does classes too. So that guy, right. but before, like you're saying, the quality wasn't there. It was just people trying stuff out, like me or something like that, like a random dude trying cooks out. You come on, a professional cook, and the quality is much better. So you just crush it.
Oh, I mean, it's not, and well, crush it in a way, but at the end of the day, I mean, I didn't go in, I didn't actually arrive at Twitch coming into kind of with that same mindset, right? I mean, and again, maybe I might have misphrased it just a little bit. I think I've always wanted to also teach as well too, right? When I first went into university, again, I have a degree in political science, right?
Whoa!
Yes, I know.
Oh, you're running for a Canadian Prime Minister.
Maybe, I don't know. that might be a thing. So I mean, there's never been a chef as a prime minister before, so you never know, right?
There you go.
But when I did this degree, this BA degree in political science, my original thought was I was actually going to do teaching. So I was going to go teaching, right? So,
nice.
So teach people social studies or civics at high school level or whatever, right? So
yeah.
That was my original plan. But unfortunately, the finances really didn't work out, or the time didn't work out. And you know what? And I've always looked at ways to teach people and show people a better way. That is why we've developed the hashtag of Asia in your mouth, right? So, again, I know a lot of people are very hesitant to try a lot of different things, right? And you know what? And that's what it is. I mean, and when I go on my stream, I think this is something I say all the time. Asia in your mouth. Yes. I mean, what I make today, you might not like every aspect of it. So I mean, yesterday we made kimchi cheese spring rolls.
Kimchi cheese spring rolls. Wow, that sounds good.
I know, it was absolutely freaking fantastic, by the way. Oh. I posted all the highlights on it. Honestly, seriously, I'm still mind blown how stretchy the cheese was. But and honestly, and the way I look at it is, if you don't make the whole dish yourself, even if I have inspired someone to go out there, go to the local Asian grocery store and pick up maybe say a package of that spring roll pastry, or even maybe say that container of kimchi and try, you know what, hey, my job is done. My job for the day is done. Because if I have not inspired anyone for the day, you know what? I must have not. I must have missed something. That's the mindset I take.
Nice. Well, it seems like you have a passion for teaching, number one, and you have something to show the world. It's not like you don't have something. If you talk about something like cooking, number one, there's so much difficulty in learning and set like a certain time that it takes just to get the basics down. And then when you're talking about Asian cooking, there's so many layers to that, and there's so much to learn. So you have a lot to show people. And I mean, kimchi alone, you could be there for hours. I mean, if I could figure out how to make some kimchi fried rice, I'd be golden. I'd be good.
Oh man,
and that's probably easy for you, right?
By the way, too, so it is, and again, it's. I know it's. I know I say it's easy, but seriously, it actually is. Not gonna lie.
Nice.
I've actually done it a while back as well too. So literally, all you just need to do is take some kimchi. Make sure you wring it out very well, though. This is something I said last night because we actually, and again, Magic of Live Television. Yesterday, I was also working with kimchi yesterday, and I squeezed it out with the life of me. It still started leaking liquid because it is a plant. It is a cabbage. It's going to have a shit ton of
and it's pickled, too, right?
And it's pickled. So and it makes it even worse if you add salt, crystallized salt and pepper to it, because it keeps drawing out that water. And that was in my filling yesterday as well too, right? It was just like I looked at it, I'm going like, oh shit. Also, I did add an egg to it as well too, so I mean, so that might also been one of my may also been a bit of a bonehead move.
Made it more liquidy.
But the thing is though, for kimchi fried rice, seriously, just dry your rice. So again, make sure it is leftover rice. You get an egg. So again, scalding hot pan, leftover rice, 1 egg, salt or fish sauce, and then chop kimchi, maybe say some crispy pork belly or some bacon, and seriously, bang them all together, you're absolutely golden.
Fish sauce, awesome. Do you like to put fish sauce in all your fried rice or just that one?
It is actually this is something I don't tell a lot of people. It is actually my secret ingredient. It's something my dad taught me too. So
dude, I'm gonna try that.
Loves to make fried rice. Yeah, try it with it. It actually, it has a really like funky flavor that not a lot of people really like. But seriously, give it a try. It's I don't know what
fish sauce does something. It takes it like another notch. Like chow. It like does something weird.
Exactly, it does that as well too. It's just like gives you that really, I don't want to say punchy, but it's just like, it's not like salt where it's just like if you say for example you put a like a little pinch of salt on your tongue. It's just like as well too, right? But if you do the same thing with fish sauce, it has that aroma. And you smell it right away, but it's salty, but still has that aroma. So it kind of adds to it and kind of plays really well with the kimchi, which if you've ever made kimchi or seen kimchi made, fish sauce is actually in it. Or again, which is a replacement if they don't have dried shrimp as well too. So dried shrimp is a traditional ingredient in Korea, but if you don't have it, fish sauce is what people use.
Fish sauce is awesome.
But hey, it's all that umami stuff as well too, right? So it's that umami flavor that's not like straight up saltiness that really kind of makes that change as well too. So so folks, again, if you take nothing away from tonight, seriously,
fish sauce.
Put some fish sauce in your fried rice. Seriously,
dude.
So do fish sauce.
I wrote that down.
Sauce. Trust me, you will not regret it. As well too. So.
It brings that umami. That's where it just brings it, makes it more savory. Because a lot of Asian dishes use that, and whenever it says that, I never miss it because like you're cooking along the way, you're tasting, and then you add the fish sauce. You're like, whoa, that's why they did that. So you're like, you can tell the difference.
You absolutely can. You totally can do that. I mean, it's a really different. It really sorry, I'm just trying to think of what too, like what the thing is. What too is. I think it's those subtle things will do, right? I mean, some people, and yes, I mean, as a chef, you kind of have to make those changes, but
Sure.
But sometimes using the I don't want to say the correct ingredient, because again, there's no, and again, this is also something I believe as well too, is that there's no one correct way to make something. And this is something that
Sure.
my boss and I, his name is Jay, by the way. He's actually on YouTube. He's named the Aimless Cook. He's the person who was my old boss too, right?
The Aimless Cook?
I actually on the Aimless Cook. Yes,
I'm gonna look for that.
I think you can see a lot of his videos on YouTube as well too. Here, he was actually on YouTube's next Top Chef, I believe. There was a YouTube competition for like next Top Chef.
YouTube had a show?
Apparently they did. So
That's crazy. Everybody's got a show.
He was a contestant on it. So
No way.
And seriously, TwitchCon 2024. Seriously, they need to do Top Chef Twitch. Seriously, no questions about it. Twitch really needs to get into that as well too. But
dude, it would be huge to get you guys on the stage
huge.
at TwitchCon.
All right.
That'd be a whole freaking thing. It'd be like a 3-hour thing.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
It'd be sick.
It would be a 3-hour thing, but you know what? Hey, I know Food Beast did a lot of that thing, but it was I know they did their thing, but it's just like it was more for like mainly food and drink streamers, which you know what, is okay. Again, and that's how they want to work it as well too, right? So
yeah.
But it's just like and again, that's the big thing as well too. Like if Twitch really started showing off some of these really, really talented, and again, not a lot of people who I stream with are cooks as well too, right? I mean, people like just trying to remember the name as well too. A Day Night In, Kyle. I mean, she's absolutely wonderful. She does a lot of meal prepping and a lot of classic American cuisine. There are some people like Dinner with Mom, Eat It Dad.
Yeah.
I mean, these are very smaller niche streamer, like very smaller streamers. And honestly, I mean, and again, I mean, I'm not, and I know a lot of categories are very competitive, but seriously, I totally believe if tomorrow Dan Clancy was to look was given the power to give partnerships to a whole entire category, food and drink should absolutely get it.
Oh yeah.
There are some amazing cooks that are there that absolutely need that attention, and seriously, they are criminally underserved.
I love watching them all.
Oh, absolutely, they're wonderful.
They all have something different.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
We all do as well, do. We bring a little bit different to the table. I don't know what it is. It's like the music category, right? I mean,
Yeah.
because every streamer in the music category, and I haven't really hung out a lot in the music category.
Wait till tonight. You see a rap group.
Like,
your first rap group.
Exactly, right? We got a rapper coming in as well too, right? I hang out with a lot of DJs. I mean, there's a lot of DJs doing techno and house. There is the guitarist. I know CA in LA, Courtney and Ashley.
Have them come on the show.
Music.
Do you pop these guys on your show sometimes? Do you use guest star and pop some people on?
I do. I've actually done something. I do something called Streamer Cooking Club, where I actually bring in streamers to make a dish together. So I think I haven't done it in a while because a while back I was like, oh my god, I was like so overwhelmed with Twitch.
Yeah.
I just kind of stopped doing all my collabs. I am actually getting back into it. Ray, if you would like to
Dude.
again, the door is open to you.
I want to do that.
But it is.
I want to do that.
It'll be like we do
Something simple.
And something simple. It's like, and again, it's like.
What is up?
Maybe say we.
Karan524, first time chatter. What's up, my girl?
Hey, welcome in. What was it? I think we say. I think we just set we set a theme.
Yeah.
Or I set a theme. It's just like I don't know, like maybe say sandwiches or something, right? So we do a sandwich.
Yeah.
And then
tell me the ingredients. I go buy them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you make a sandwich that showcases your style. So that's what I do. So that's what streamer cooking is about. And then we get to we act like a bunch of idiots at the same time. So.
Exactly. Well, Alexa says that you're fun to watch. So I don't know if she's been watching you on your stream or watching you now. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is the energy. If you watch this guy's show, he brings the energy. He's such an entertainer, basically, and he's got the passion for teaching. He started all these. just joining us, Chef John Leung from Twitch. He has a passion for teaching. He started all this because he wanted to show people how to cook, and what better thing to teach than Asian cooking. John, it says here that you're originally from Hong Kong. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. I've been in Canada for about 33 years now. So.
33 years. And it says that you learned to cook like basically on some like brick fire pit with hot coals. Is that true?
Well, that kind of. Well, my grandma, I mean, for those of you, again, I do see Corona in the chat as well too. Corona, good to see you.
Do you know Corona?
I absolutely. Corona's actually a member of the Guy Fong as well.
Nice, right? Guy Fong in the house. Corona 524. Exactly, right? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was that? Sorry. When I start, so it's kind of like your monologue. So when I start my streams, I mean, I usually spend about the first half an hour to an hour talking to the Guy Fong, kind of get myself psyched. So,
nice.
Again, my show.
By the way, for people that are from California, what's Guy Fong mean?
So, for the Gai Fong. So, the Gai Fong is a Cantonese word. Cantonese is my native language from southern China, or Hong Kong, which means neighbor. So,
yes.
Twitch communities are a community, and again, community means neighbors. Neighbors mean Gai Fong. Gai Fong is Cantonese for neighbors.
Nice.
Right? So, kind of like the 1 + 1 + 1 + 2.
Like in Japanese, it would be tomodachi.
It came to me one day. I believe so, yes.
It means friend, right? Tomodachi?
Tomodachi, I believe so. I think it, what's it, toneri. Toneri is the, toneri is the
neighbor.
Tonori, no, so because what was that in My Neighbor Totoro? The Japanese song by Joe Hisaishi is Tonari no Totoro, Totoro. Literally means my neighbor
awesome.
Totoro. Toneri is the Tomodachi is friend. Toneri is neighbors. So.
Yeah, because I always hear Cooksuck saying Tomodachi. Oh, you know Cooksucks?
I do, yes, I do. But I believe Cooksucks actually does speak. I believe he is he's native Japanese, though. I believe, isn't he?
No, I don't know where he's from, but he's. I mean, he's American as American get. But he travels everywhere, and he's always. I don't think he's from Japan because I remember seeing him in Japan, and he didn't know what the heck they were saying. So I'm not sure where he's from. It's funny though. He always says Tomodachi.
I mean, whatever works well too, right? The word Gai Fong actually came to me as a kind of like a, also literally as a lark as well too, right? It's just like because I was kind of thinking of a name for the community, right? When I first started about 3 years ago, it was probably around middle of 2020. When I was actually when the streams were kind of like starting to like really start hopping, right? They were starting to hop, and it was just like, people were telling me, like some of the streamers that was streaming with, some of these streamers are no longer around, like people like Zobocat and Kitchen Confidence.
Oh, crazy! Thank you, Tactical Sponge. By the way, Tactical Sponge, first-time chatter, he says that he's absolutely right. Tactical Sponge, he's Korean. That's right. That's right.
Oh, Korean.
Yeah, he's Korean.
No, I'm kind of wondering why he actually would use the word tomodachi as well too.
He's just crazy. I love him.
Japanese culture, because I think the Korean and Japanese culture are very. They have a good affinity with one another, so maybe that might be it. But again, it's just like and it was like I was coming up with this name. I was thinking about it. It was just like. And honestly, it was just like, I need a name for the community, right? And I know it would probably have worked out really well if I had kind of like naturally developed it. But at the end of the day, my thinking was, as an Asian food streamer, with an emphasis on Cantonese and Southeast Asian, maybe I should do something more Cantonese. Again, a little bit more story about that as well too in a few seconds. But at the end of the day, I chose the name Gai Fong, which is from my home language, which also shows off because I also like to speak a lot of Cantonese on my stream as well too. So
nice.
I do have members of community who are Cantonese speakers from Hong Kong. So I do sometimes start again. So some first-time chatters are like, what the heck is he doing? Why is he talking this, like, suddenly switching from English to this completely foreign language all of a sudden? 90% of the time it's Cantonese will do, right? Because it's someone who is one of my neighbor, one of the Guy Fong, who is from Hong Kong, is in the chat. This naturally, actually, and this was actually sometime was a while back as well too. I asked someone for advice as well too. So it's like, hey, like, how do I really grow this community? And he literally told me straight up, stop talking in Cantonese. Like,
what?
Stop using these Cantonese terms.
That doesn't sound like good advice at all. Because English is you would think like, oh, like everybody speaks English, but not really. Most people, I think only like 5 to 10% of the world speak English. Most of the world speaks a different language. Most of the world speaks, like Mr. Beast was the one that told me that. Like I heard him saying that like the minute he started to translate his show into like Spanish, into German, into French, he just exploded because not everybody speaks English.
Oh, it doesn't, is that too, right? And yes, and I totally get it, right? I mean, Cantonese, most people who have watched a Chinese movie, right? I mean, it's 90% of the like movies from the 80s and 90s, like God of Cookery, the original language is Cantonese, right? Yeah. So more of the movies these days are either Japanese, Korean, or Mandarin, which is the main language of China as well too, right? So, but there are still Cantonese movies out there as well too, right? That culture still exists. I mean, just because it was popular in the 80s, 90s doesn't mean that a culture is going to disappear like that as well too. There's still 80 million people who speak Cantonese in the world today, I believe, according to the United Nations as well too, right? So it's just like... It's
Robin? Yeah, you can let him in.
It's relative. So it's just like, and you know what, and honestly, this is something as well too, and I'm going to give another quick shout out as well too, is like, I talked to another streamer who was just starting out, who is now a partner. Her name's Kanara. I mean, for everybody who knows, probably everybody knows Kanara as well too, right?
Kanara.
And I literally told her that, Kehnara. I mean, and I literally told her that same advice as well too. It's like, and literally her first message back was, what? Like literally in capitals, WHAT. Like, yeah. And literally she told me, ignore that advice.
Ignore that advice completely. Right away. I think it's very unique to Twitch too, because you have people in the stream that are from different countries. Like my friend Erna, she's from originally from the Ukraine. She lives in Brazil now, but she'll have people. Most of the people that pop in are from English, but also people speak Ukrainian, different languages that she knows. She'll switch off depending on who's in the chat. It's pretty cool. It's unique to Twitch, I think. Awesome, Chef. You're going to hear another voice in a few seconds here. Rovan just popped into the studio. Rovan, have a seat. You won't be able to see him, but you'll hear his voice.
Don't worry. Real quick, is that cool?
Huh?
I'm plugging my phone.
Yeah, plug the phone in. He's got to plug his phone in all the time because he's a. Do you have Yelp over there in Canada? Does Yelp transfer over there?
Yeah, we do, but no one really listens to it. No one really cares about it anymore. Wait, Yelp is still a thing?
Yelp is a big deal over here in America. And this guy is a Yelp, what do you call it, Rovan? A Yelp
Elite.
A Yelp elite in the house.
A Yelp elite. Are you a good Yelp elite, or are you a one of those ones that
is he good or evil?
Get free stuff.
I think he's in it. Rovan, Chef wants to know if you're in it for the free stuff, or are you in it for the food?
I'll be honest, yeah.
He said yes. He's in it for the free stuff. You got him, Chef. You know his game. Oh man. Corona, I turned up Chef, so hopefully you can hear him a little bit better. But I did turn him up as much as possible. But let me know how that sounds. You can grab a mic. There's a headset over there if you want to grab that. When the rappers come in though, dude, you might want to give them give them their mic, and then they can still hear you. They can pick you up on the other mics.
Huh? Headset?
Yeah, right there on the shelf right there. Rovan in the house. Rovan's from Keep It Rovan show on the Insta chat. Just realized I didn't actually respond. Yeah, you're a lot more even now. Thank you, Corona. Appreciate that. Awesome. So we can hear Chef much better. Crazy, bro. So besides the growing up in Hong Kong, learning to cook traditional dishes, right? There with your grandma, you said?
Traditional dishes, yes. So my grandma actually taught me a lot. Okay. My grandma didn't really teach me a lot of these dishes. She actually cooked them a lot. For about 4 of 6 years of the first 6 years of my life, I was living with my grandma because my parents were kind of away working, right?
Okay.
So again, it was mostly my grandma making dinner, or on the weekends making dinner for everybody.
Nice.
And it was the same thing. It was a common dish, right? Like stir-fried vegetables, like steamed egg custard, maybe say a canned fish sometime here and there. I mean, honestly, I love canned fish. By the way, honestly, my love for canned. Again, the guy phone will definitely know about.
Do you mean like anchovies?
Too, so. Oh my God, I love anchovies as well too. But,
like anchovies with a cracker. My dad used to have that like crazy.
I know, right? It's absolutely
so good.
delicious. I love it on pizza. Some of the guy fong are like, John, what the hell are you
Nobody
doing?
likes anchovies on pizza but me and you. That's it.
You know what?
We're the two people on the road.
I mean,
Oh, you like it?
I would try it.
Yeah.
Robin likes it.
Nice.
Robin's in with the fish on the pizza.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
And then also put some prosciutto with that bad boy, and you got yourself a party as well too. So.
Oh, a little prosciutto on top. Boom.
Okay, it's like Italian.
Here, we can pop you in here. I don't know if you'll hear him because we're streaming from Twitch. We got him on the guest star. Crazy, bro. So another thing is, besides learning the Cantonese there with grandma. Now let me ask you. When you said she didn't, were you like me? Where like my dad cooked a lot, so I learned a lot from watching him from by far because he wasn't a great teacher. He was more of like a. He was kind of he wasn't a great teacher. Me, we're more teacher type. We're more calmer. He was. How was grandma at teaching?
Honestly, I was just watching her. Honestly, I was mostly just watching her. And again, I mean, I was a kid at the time, right? I mean, when you're a kid, you're a complete sponge. You absorb everything you see, right? So you absorb everything you see.
Right.
Literally, it was just like watching what she does. If I did try to help her, though, she was like, "Go away, right? I mean, even for the longest time, even when I was actually getting older as well too, when I was probably in my 20s, when my grandma was still when I actually did visit my grandma at her apartment.
Can you hear him?
She was actually
live
living
on
alone
mics or
until she was
just
like
on your
into her late 70s.
You can just talk. We can hear you. You're loud. Cool.
So she was living at home until her 70s, and even when she was at home, in her little apartment, she was like, no, let me do the cooking. And honestly, she was a very independent woman. She was also a very moral, not moral, a very upstanding woman as well too, right?
Wow.
A lot of the values that we live as the Gai Fong clan, and again, I do call her our guardian spirit as well too, because I mean,
Guardian spirit.
The values of teaching, love, and also not taking people's bullshit at face value, and not swallowing people's bullshit at face value, are 3 of the many values that live on in the Gai Fong clan, and yeah.
I like that. So I love that. Now it's starting to come together. So you've got this teaching, you got this love, but you ain't no pushover. That ain't gonna happen, right?
No. No, we don't do that as well too, right? So I mean, and my mods and the mods in the Gai Fong actually have seen this as well too. So I know Sponge, Tactical Sponge, who was actually my general on, Stream Raiders, which is something we do on stream to kind of break up the monotony as well too. Like, because it's not just all cooking. We have Stream Raiders. Sponge is my general. Corona is one of my regulars, and they've seen as well too. They've seen people who come in and just act like a damn fool and be like.
So they're your mods. And they take them out.
Boom. Corona, I believe, is a regular. So I don't think any of my mods are here right now. But I'm sure they're probably watching.
So when you say Raid General, is that when people come in, they kind of just watch?
The Stream Raiders. Stream Raiders is a game. Is our little idle RPG.
Oh, okay, cool.
Tactical is the one who gives us all of the viewers' advice on where to place the units when we just before we start as well too.
Oh yeah, because you guys play games in the beginning as well.
It's a little idle RPG game that we have that kind of goes off in the background.
Nice, that's awesome.
I do say that I don't play a lot of games, but we do have at least that little one. It's a very it's kind of also kind of attracts people in as well too, right? Because people love food, but especially on Twitch, people love games too, right? So you know what, hey,
dude, smart. Yeah, all the gamers would go crazy
as well too, right? So to really kind of draw people in as well too. Also, of course, if I do need to go to the bathroom or something like that, then I can also
put the game on the screen.
Stream rate as well.
Take off. That's awesome. Tactical Sponge doing the stream rater. Fantastic. Tactical Sponge says anchovies so evil. I think he said he's got a little emoji there. I think it says so evil or something like that. Anchovies. That's awesome. Tactical Sponge and Corona in house.
Succulent. That is our.
Succulent.
That's our.
Is that your emoji?
Yes, that's one of our emojis. Yes,
that's awesome.
Our emotes as well too. So so there's anyway. I'm not gonna say it anymore because if I keep talking about it, bad things happen on that one.
That's awesome. Make sure you subscribe to Chef John Leung's channel so you guys can get all the emojis on his channel, and then you guys will know exactly what's going on. Besides,
it also helps to pay for groceries too. So that's
there you go, dude. The people don't realize how expensive streaming can get, right? It's pretty crazy.
Absolutely.
It's pretty crazy.
It is. I mean,
the software, the equipment, the groceries.
Ooh. How much did you spend on yours, by the way? Again, I'm not trying to flip the table on you, but how much did you spend on your equipment, by the way?
Oh, I've spent hundreds of dollars on this because I have a whole studio. So I've got lights, I've got microphones, I've got a mixer, and then I also have because I have the bands come in, so I have monitors and microphones just for singing live. So when the band comes in, you'll be able to hear them through a live situation coming into the hot mics. So it's crazy. It's a crazy thing I got going on here. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't feel so bad now, honestly. Sorry, I think I probably spent honestly, I spent about probably like $60, $60 or so Canadian a week on 3 streams. So
wow.
$60 a week on groceries alone. But again, I mean, I get to eat as well too.
Yeah, you get to eat anyways.
But I think I probably have spent about including the computer that I stream on, probably about $1,000. I think
nice.
Probably pretty close to about $1,000.
It's the computer that costs the most, right?
It is, absolutely. Honestly, and now that I really think about it, honestly, when you mentioned that number, it's just like, you know what? Honestly, I don't feel so bad as well.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's worth it. And to be able to do that though, you need the support of your community, and everything that they put into it. They see it. It goes right back into the show. I don't make anything, and I love doing it, and I would do it 1,000 times over and again, and I won't stop. So it's awesome.
Because your community is your facilitator, right? So,
yeah.
So you are the facilitator. It's your community that builds, that helps power your content along, right?
No, they're really making the show happen. Period.
Exactly.
They're making the show happen, and hopefully they know that. It's incredible.
And I think they do as well too, right? I mean, I'm looking at. Lexa's in the chat as well too.
Yeah, she said nice setup. Thank you, Lexa.
Right. So it's a beautiful setup, by the way. So again, well done to you as well too, right? So
thank you, sir. That means a lot coming from Chef John Leung. If you're just joining us here on Twitch, dude. So you, besides the Hong Kong cooking, you also had dabble in Japanese flair, Korean flair, Thai flair, Singapore style. Did you travel to all these places to learn this?
Not really, no. I'm actually really, really blessed. I know, what was it? I think I know there's a lot of really big food cities here. Well, again, I grew up in Hong Kong, which is a very big foodie city, right? So I mean, I got a little bit of exposure from that at a very early age, right? So I knew some of things like Thai tom yum shrimp soup.
Oh, I love that. Tom yum gum.
Sushi, Korean barbecue, all of these beautiful things in Hong Kong. As a kid, I mean, we weren't poor, but we were not like super rich. But my parents got to take me to these places, and really, I got to taste them for the first time when I was probably 5 or 6 years old. And when I came to North America, we kind of lost touch with it. Because again, I was more kind of trying to fit into I don't want to say the niche, but I mean, it's like kind of fit in with the
community,
with the crowd, right? So
yeah.
The community.
You're trying to assimilate to the community.
Exactly. But at least at the same time, I was learning how to make things like lasagna. And seriously, the first quote unquote Western thing I ever learned how to make myself was at 13 years old when I made the whole lasagna for my entire family. It was greasy as fuck, by the way. I mean, and I also.
But did you actually cook the pasta all the way through? Because that's where I messed up. Mine was still crunchy.
Nah, actually, you know what? I talked to my mom. I was at the grocery store with my mom when I was actually about to make it as well too. It's like I saw it. I literally we were looking at the pasta noodles as well too. It was like John, and my mom was asking me like, John, what kind of noodles do they use? I'm like. I'm pretty sure that because I had the lasagna at school and it was absolutely delicious. I'm pretty sure it was like one of those pre-packaged like frozen lasagnas that the cafeteria reheated. But I literally just like it's like eeny meeny miny mo, catch a tiger by the toe. Don't fuck this up right now.
Just get the fattest one.
Noodle, and you are the one. Boom. I got a box of oven-ready noodles, and I made it up, and somehow it worked. So,
dude,
even my mom was like, "Don't you have to cook these noodles first?" And I looked at the box and said, "It says oven-ready, Mom." So I mean, like, so
perfect.
We both look at each other, and
you didn't have to boil them or nothing.
And you know what? It worked out. And wait, oven-ready noodles is not a thing? I thought it was a thing.
Dude, I've never seen them. The ones I had were like I had to boil them in water for like a long time, then put them on in the you know, with the whole lasagna in the baking sheet, and then put it in the oven and then cook it with the meat and the cheese and all that as well. It's crazy.
Most noodles do have to do that though. That's the thing, so too, right?
Yeah.
But these oven ready noodles though, apparently it's a thing.
I like that.
Here in Canada,
faster.
By the way. So, I mean, it's a very big, and honestly, it literally is just like, it's like sauce, noodles, layer of noodles. I actually only started putting ricotta and spinach ricotta in it after I worked at an Italian restaurant.
Oh damn!
I did work in an Italian restaurant during my time in the industry, and then also I did ground. I didn't do like ragu. I did like a mix of my personal recipe. Anyway, I do a mixed mushroom with ground beef, and then simmered it with some beef. So it's just like sauce.
My God.
So sauce, noodles, ricotta, noodles, sauce, yada yada yada, go, and then top it up with pizza mozzarella. That is my standard lasagna recipe.
Jeez, that sounds amazing.
12 years old, so 12, 13 years old, and it's never let me down. The lasagna is the one dish.
Never let you down.
Many dishes have let me down. Lasagna has never let me down.
The ground mushroom right there. You had me at ground beef and mushroom. I'm done. Holy moly. TTT God 777 first time chatter. What is up? What is up? Fantastic. She says she's met you before, so that's awesome. TTT God 777. There you go. And J Rob has a question. She wants to know, when you're in a hurry, when you're tired, and you just want something fast, chef, what's your favorite thing to put on the stove?
Noodles. Instant noodles. I do love my instant noodles.
I see a theme here.
I do love a lot of different instant noodles, but again, I don't do instant noodles just for just that as well too, right? So I mean, I do like to have like. So again, I do keep things in my freezer. So let me say like little baby's cocktail shrimp, or like some fresh shrimp, not like frozen shrimp, or maybe say little piece of, or maybe say like some salmon or something like that. So literally, maybe say I take a pack of there's one of my personal favorite noodles is a brand from Thailand called Mama Shrimp Tom Yum noodles. So it is Tom Yum. It's instant Tom Yum noodles.
What?
But again, making it, and then if I have some fresh Atlantic salmon, literally, well,
Canada gets fresh Atlantic salmon all day, right? That's like normal. Here,
absolutely. Wait,
here we only have one lake, and it's got like this much water in it. It's a drought in California. It rains once in California every year.
Absolutely right. Is it dry? It's the dry season right now in California, or is it wet season right now?
It's supposed to be. Okay, here's what happens every year, and this is just my theory. In California, since it hardly ever rains, now there's a certain date that winter is supposed to start on. I don't go by that. This is what I go by. Every October 31st, since I was like 10 years old, it like starts to get chilly, drizzly, and it starts to get really cold and wintry on Halloween or around Halloween. And as a matter of fact, today is the first time it started like drizzling a little bit. But up until today, it's been hotter than heck. It's supposed to be cold already in October. It's been hot. It feels like there was a hurricane coming through through Baja, Mexico today, and so it's super humid and hot. But there was a little drizzle in the morning. And I guarantee you, come October 31st, or right around that time, the day before, the day after, it's going to rain, and that's when the winter starts here in California. That's how it works, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Interesting. Here in Calgary, it's a little bit different. The moment that the first time it starts snowing, and everybody forgets how to drive, that's when winter starts.
That's when it starts for you.
Yes, it snowed today. So my mom, literally,
it snowed today?
Just talking to my mom before stream. It snowed today here in Calgary.
Dude, perfect.
I literally, before I started stream, I was literally texting my mom, and she said, like, it took me 2.5 hours to get home today. And I looked at the phone and said, yep, winter is here.
So your winter started at the same time as California, bro. We're linked up. We're synced.
Way as well too, right? So, except I don't think you get snow though.
No snow.
Up in the Klamath Falls, Dunsmuir area, I believe that's
San Bernardino, way up there somewhere. You know, the ski mountain. We can go like an hour away to Snow Summit, and we can go snowboarding. It's crazy here in California.
Really?
Yeah, but down below, there's nothing.
Beautiful though.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
First time chatter, Chef John Leung. I don't know how you did that. Was that you?
No.
That's awesome. Oh man, there we go. There we go.
My iPad, so because I can still talk to people too. So
crazy.
Hey, I'm still in the chat as well too, right? So I mean, gotta help out.
Dude.
I mean, just because I'm just moving my mouth doesn't mean my fingers are.
I love it, dude. That's a pro. That's a pro in the game. That's what I'm talking about. When you've been doing it for a while, you can do that kind of thing.
I mean, once you do it a while, you kind of get used to you got to get used to the game. Right?
TD God 77 says, "Remember you met me in patches and pins, and it was a barbecue." Does that make any sense to you?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, welcome TD God 77. Hopefully you're okay.
Sorry, TT God. Sorry, it's I haven't never heard of a patches and pins before. So I mean, maybe you might have mistaken me for someone else.
There you go. Well, I think it's the fame being on the show MasterChef Canada, first ever MasterChef Canada, by the way. Pretty amazing. When what was crazy? They chose like what 50 different cooks from that area. When they did it?
50 from Canada, yeah, so from all across Canada, by the way. Although, okay, we say across Canada, it was like more like, I'm being sarcastic, it was like more like MasterChef Toronto, honestly.
It was all their friends from upstate New York and Toronto, right? It was those Canadians.
It was like Toronto and like the major Golden Horseshoe area, so like Peterborough and everything. I think they had like, but they had like 3, so out of 50, they had like 4 people from British Columbia, so 4 people from BC, which is like the largest province, like which is like the Canada's equivalent of California, by the way.
Whoa, BC
has 4 people. Alberta has 6.
Big California,
which is my province. Then no one from Saskatchewan. 2 people from Manitoba. So if you're keeping count, that's 12, by the way. So 12. 1 person from Quebec.
Oh, Quebec.
And then 2 people from Newfoundland. Two people from Newfoundland, and 3 people from Nova Scotia, which is like the main of Canada. So I mean, add them up, that's less than 50%. So the rest of them were from Ontario. So so that first season was more of a MasterChef Ontario than anything.
That's funny, but to be fair, like all the provinces in Canada are spread out, and there's mostly forest in between everything. anything. So there's not too many places they can grab from, right?
You could, but I mean, the thing is, though, it's like because I mean, Alberta. I mean, we had six people from Alberta as well too. But everybody who I went with went there too was absolutely talented. By the way,
nice.
There's a woman who I'm still friends with. She makes an absolute deadly wild game pie. It's called tourtière here in Canada. It's ground elk, bison, and everything. Absolutely fucking delicious. She absolutely makes it with a raspberry compote. Oh my God, Dora absolutely makes an absolute delicious tortilla pie. And seriously, that's how she actually got her. That's how she actually got onto the show. And yeah, I mean, but you know what? I'll say again, the show's now off the air now. So I mean, they're not doing any more seasons of it. But I mean, they got better as we.
But what was crazy? Not to interrupt you, but what was crazy is most of the shows, like most of the competition shows, by the time they start season 1, episode 1, they've already filtered out all the bad cooks, right? This is the first show where I saw they actually show the tryouts on the TV, so you have to earn your white apron to even get on the show, and it was like 2 episodes of just trying people out before they even had the first competition, right?
They absolutely did, and you know what? I think that's when that was when I don't want to. Again, I'm not gonna sound like an old person as well too, right? And the Guy Fong have heard the story as well too, right? Honestly, it was even in the very beginning, even in the beginning times, it was more about. They were starting to kind of move towards more about drama than anything. Yeah. And you know what? That's kind of how things are these days. But back when we were in season 1, they can't get into drama like right away, right? They actually have to have really actually good cooks to kind of establish that baseline, right? They have to establish that baseline of seriously, this is about the food, right? This is about the food. Again, I mean, and again, I'm not saying this to discourage you from applying for shows like Nailed It on Netflix or something like that, or maybe say your own local version of MasterChef. But you know what? There are some amazing cooks there. There's still, even today, on season 20 of USA MasterChef, there's some amazing cooks there. But seriously, if you go to these shows, remember who you are. And this is something I think a friend of mine, when I was actually doing my interviews with some of the other contestants as well too. And I believe this is something that applies to streaming as well too. Know thyself. Know who you are. And never let them take it. Never let the bastards get you down, and never forget who you are. Remember your message. Remember what you're there for. And seriously, they can do everything to you. Because once they've got you on camera, seriously, they can edit you however they want.
Oh yeah.
Seriously, at the end of the day, you are your brand as well too. So say for example, Ray. I mean, you get cast on MasterChef USA 20 season 22.
Oh, actually, I'll probably get cast on that show where it's like, I think I'm a chef, and then you try to make dishes and they come out horrible. like your whole family. There's a show here in, I don't know what do you know what that show's called? Where like your family tells you to go on that show because you think you cook, but you're not good at all. that's the show I'd be on.
Wasn't it Worst Cooks in America, I think?
Yeah, I think so. Worst Cooks in America, yes. I would be on that show.
I mean, it's things too, right? But at the end of the day, again, I mean, when it comes to those shows, again, I've actually watched a couple episodes of those. I think, honestly, is be humble.
Sure.
This is something that I think that's not just my grandma taught me as well, too. It's, again, this also applies not just to cooking, to life, but also to streaming. Be humble. Be humble.
Sure.
Always be willing to learn. Always be able to make those changes. And seriously.
Well, I liked what you said on the show. By the way, he made it. He got his white apron, which is hard as a heck to do with all those chefs. He got his white apron. He gets to the first challenge. It's a chicken challenge. You got to do a whole chicken or pieces of chicken. You decide to do bone in. It takes much longer than you thought it would because it's bone in, right?
It is.
But so you don't get chosen for the next step of that show. But it was most important is what you said. It was like if I'm going to be the master chef, I've got to do some work. It wasn't like you were like, this sucks, or it was like, screw this show. It was like, I've got to do some work. And it was a great message for everybody here who wants to be a great chef or wants to be a good cook. You're like, I got to put the work in. And so it was so humbling. Like you said, everything you just said, you literally did that on the show. It's amazing.
Exactly. And it's part of who I am as well too, right? When I was on that show, and when I was on Fire Masters as well too, which we can talk about in a few minutes as well too.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get. This is who I am. And okay, maybe for television it's a little bit more sanitized. And for those of you who watch my streams, you know I like to drop F-bombs and F-bombs like nobody's business. But you know what? What you see is what you get. It is not. There is again for television, for network television, they have to clean up just a little bit, kind of like how you peel an apple or something, right? Kind of get that those little extra pieces. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's just like, because there is no point in being someone else you're not. Because the moment you become someone else, you are not. You're no longer yourself. Because and I think this is another piece of good advice as well too. Is if you're not, be the one of you, then be instead maybe say like 27,947 millionth version of Mr. Beast or something.
Dude, 100%. I love that.
Be who you are. Don't be someone else, because that someone else is already fucking taken, my friend. So I mean, that's
right.
Already taken. I mean, all y'all little slim shadies can just well, you know what?
Please stand back.
Hey, I mean, Eminem might not be the world's greatest rapper, but seriously, some of his lyrics have some of the best.
Dude, no, he's a great rapper. Actually, he's on point. We talk about him a lot on the show.
Exactly right. Because it's like, I mean, will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up as well too, right? Because if you're gonna, because there's already one real Slim Shady already, right? I mean, will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Because the moment that the real Slim Shady stands up, I mean, you're fucking hooped as well too, right?
Exactly. Alexa just said the word I was going to use: authentic. Stay authentic. Authenticity, because people can see it on the screen. Like you said, if you end up changing, you become kind of a lie, and then you're not authentic. The true authenticity is really truth, your own truth. And if you flip that and you change, then you become a lie, and you got to keep trying to catch up to that lie, and you never catch up. Right?
Exactly. It's kind of like I don't know what. Again, it's kind of like a club sandwich. It's a club sandwich of lies, right? Because once you put the bread down, then you got to slap on some tomato, then you got to slap on some lettuce, then a little bit of ham, then a little bit of bacon, then you get another layer of bread, and then just gotta build, and then all of a sudden one of these, and then one fine day, and that entire sandwich tower goes down, and what the hell do you have left?
What's up, boys? Come on in.
And people will be like,
you guys can set up. Danny knows how to set up the speaker.
There's going to be a lot of hard, but you know what? At the end of the day, and that's another thing as well too. That I also believe there is never a too late.
The same run. It goes right my hours.
It does not.
What is it with you and have a podcast and you got like the same thing as the other dudes, like the shorts last week?
No matter how much you fuck up in the world, how many times you fucked up, seriously, there's always a way back. I mean, what was that? I think it was in the new Mortal Kombat games. There was a new character, or not new, but Ashra too, right?
Yeah, someone was playing it the other day.
Too, right? But she is fighting for redemption, and
right.
You know what? Honestly, I mean, I don't play Mortal Kombat. I don't have a PS5, but I mean, I watch her, and seriously, dude,
impressive.
Her story really, really impresses me too. And honestly, and she's her ending is is absolutely wonderful as well too, right? I mean, it makes a whole hell of a lot of sense.
Nice.
It makes a lot of sense and really resonates.
Chef, the band just got here. They're gonna play. I want to set them up. Do you have time to sit and listen to a song of theirs before you leave?
Absolutely. You know, I'm doing absolutely nothing except for drinking a beer right now.
Nice. I love it. I'm going to put everybody on Be Right Back commercial break. We are back live at the Raised Place Podcast Network. Holy moly, what an amazing amazing show. Chef John Leung still in the studio in the background. You can't see him now, but you can see Giddy Boys setting up right here for their the next part of this stream. It's going to be incredible. You guys know Danny. You got Menthol Prince in the house as well. So Dope is sitting on the couch over here. He's going to be firing a little bit. We're going to be able to see him. But as you guys know, on the Race Plays Podcast Network, as always, it's always going to be an exclusive. And this is no different. We've got a awesome show that just launched on, actually a song. Why am I saying show? Because we're always on a show. But a amazing song that just launched on Spotify by the Giddy Boys. I love this song. I hope you guys like this. Please help me welcome the Giddy Boys.
Hey. Thank you to Race Plays for having us here. It's called Oprah Rain. Featuring my boy Menthol Prince.
Shit's a vibe.
This is on my album Back in the Days just dropped. Go check that out. Go stream it. Hope y'all can vibe out with this. This is for those rainy days.
On the Race Waves Podcast Network.
Down, 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 let the rain fall. Down, 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 let the rain fall. Down, 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 let the rain fall. Down, 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 let the rain fall.
The rain falls down on our parade. Just remember to stay by my side through the night. Keep you warm like fire. And when the rain falls down from the sky like a tear from your eye, just remember I'll stay by your side through the night. Just remember I'll stay by your side through the night. Just remember I'll stay by your side through the night. Just remember I'll stay by your side through the night. So simple to me, a vision I've seen, indubitably, you the one for me, like lightning, and it struck me, like fighting, and it punched me, you're the one for me, and nothing could ever replace you, like food, nothing could outtaste you, a move that's impossible to erase you, all the one for me, yeah, to let the rain hit me instead, and lay your head on my chest. Try to forget about the rain. Try to forget about the rain. Church.
Down, 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 let the rain fall. 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 Let the rain fall down, it won't stop me. Just another bad day, man, what can I say? Got clouds over me, got me feeling so great. Gonna keep pulling through for the brighter days. Hold on to your vision that makes you great. People gonna hate, man, fuck what they say. Be true to yourself, don't hesitate. Cause life could be gone any day. So shine bright, man, fuck them clouds. 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 Come on.
Hey, yo, shout out Race Plays, man.
The Race Plays Podcast Network live in action. The Getty Boys. Guy Fong, what did you think about that, my friends? What'd you think, Chef?
I was absolutely.
Did you like
That was
that?
absolutely fantastic.
Did you hear him? You could hear him through clear?
I could totally hear them. They were absolutely fantastic. Well done,
Doing
Joe.
good.
Well
We gotta go
done.
down.
Nice. Chef John Leung says you guys were fantastic. You guys did an amazing job. Fire in the chat for the Giddy Boys are here. By the way, if you hear an extra voice, you know I roll deep. I got Rovin in the house right next to me, so if you hear an extra voice, Rovin's in the house, Yelp Elite in the house. We make sure to talk about everything to do with passion. We're talking about food, we're talking about art, we're talking about painting, anything to do with passion on the Raceways Podcast Desert. If you're just joining us, we've spent the last hour with my friend, Chef John Leung. My friend, I just want to thank you for spending the time with us, my friend John.
Oh, thank you for having me tonight as well, too. So,
Absolutely.
It's an absolute pleasure. And again, really, really glad to talk to you, and hopefully we'll have another chat soon.
Dude, we're not done. You've got to come back. We've only went through half of your story.
exactly. And we'll I'll see if I can get you on one of our streamer cooking clubs very soon as well too. So,
Dude, that'd be sick.
hopefully we'll do that. Hopefully I'll do one next month as well too. So
Okay.
you want to roll up, get set up in the kitchen, and hey, we'll get you set up as well too.
You got it. You got it. We'll get the cell phone all set up. Good to go. Good to go. Awesome. Thank you, John.
Sometimes, right? All right. Hey, take care. Have a good night.
All right, brother. Make sure you guys follow Chef John Leung from Twitch.